Walk into any party, meet someone new, and the first question you'll usually hear is, "What do you do?" Without missing a beat, we rattle off our external roles: manager, mother, student, engineer. These titles describe our obligations, acting as a convenient layer of armor that lets us navigate society without exposing our internal world. This armor is highly vulnerable. Consider this diagram representing a person's life. The dense, heavy central core of a human being is held upright entirely by the thin external scaffolding of job titles and family roles. When a primary role disappears, through an unexpected layoff or an empty nest, that support system vanishes. As the scaffolding snaps, the heavy central core plummets and shatters. This vacuum, where external validation once stood, is known as identity collapse. We often accept these ready-made labels because investigating our own internal architecture is difficult. It's easier to let a job description provide a sense of purpose than to build a sense of self from scratch. Creating a resilient identity requires us to systematically tear down that fragile scaffolding ourselves to see what actually remains. If your sense of existence is tied solely to your utility to others, you lose your footing the moment that utility ends. Building an identity from the inside out ensures your structure remains standing, even after the outside world pulls the supports away. After stripping away external roles, we encounter the first layer of the true self, our childhood upbringing. Your early environment establishes the initial plan for how you interact with the world, heavily influencing which labels you choose to accept or reject as an adult. Long before you had the autonomy to make conscious choices, this early framework set your baseline behavioral defaults, programming your instinctive reactions to stress and authority. Looking past your specific history exposes the raw psychological wiring that dictates how you operate. Psychological frameworks, like the Big Five, act as the architectural schematics of your personality. These sliding quantitative scales measure distinct variables to show how your mind is built. These metrics track exactly how you process information and stimuli. As the sliders lock into place, they form a highly unique, asymmetrical polygon that maps your cognitive traits. This map identifies your internal structure. The sharp, extended vertices represent your inherent structural strengths, while the deep, recessed indentations reveal your hardwired weaknesses. When we ignore these recessed areas and expect them to bear weight they weren't designed for, we experience repeated failures in professional and personal lives. Identifying these patterns proves that your reactions are not random. Recognizing your internal wiring is the only way to manage your behavior rather than being controlled by it. While psychological metrics explain the mechanics of your mind, they don't reveal your priorities. For that, we move into personal philosophy. Consider these 5 blank, illuminated frames. This is the 5 words test, which challenges you to distill your entire identity into exactly 5 descriptive words. The difficulty lies in justifying why those specific 5 words were chosen over any others. In this inner architecture, a core value is an immovable principle that governs your decision-making. To find your true values, you must distinguish between your aspirational traits and your daily actions. If you claim to value health but your routine ignores it, the word is just a label, not a pillar. This friction between what we say and what we do creates a constant, exhausting cognitive dissonance. A true core value requires sacrifice. Proving your identity demands consistent actions that align with your words, regardless of the cost. We have reached the deepest layer of deconstruction, a space devoid of societal pressure, an audience, or expectations. This is where you face the ultimate diagnostic question: who are you when absolutely no one is watching? In total isolation, your raw behaviors and baseline values remain. These are the traits you practice when there is no social reward for doing so. People report feeling most like themselves during the moments that match this unobserved state. Radical alignment occurs when your public actions perfectly match this private, unobserved reality. Completing this deconstruction replaces a fragile, role-based facade with an immovable inner architecture. This grants you an authentic identity that no societal shift can take away.